morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy at Attic Treasures, etc. And I came in my craft room this morning with the intention of cleaning it up and putting everything away. And it is, I can't tell you, it's a disaster. I don't know how it got this way. We've been working outside the whole time. I'm kind of overwhelmed with how much stuff there is to put away. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to take some of it and see if I can create something out of it. So the first thing I'm going to grab is this package that I saved because we bought some plastic hangers and I kind of liked the pattern that's on here. So I'm going to cut this center section out and attempt to make a journal cover out of it or something. So this is me just not wanting to put anything away because there's just too much, and I'd rather just make something out of it, because if I don't do that now, I might not remember I have it in 2 weeks or whatever. So I try to remember everything that I have in my craft room, but I don't know, it just seems to somehow get away from me sometimes. Now, I've got this, it's just plain cardboard, and I want to have this just be sort of a background. And I have this napkin that I got at the Dollar Tree. So I am going to decoupage this napkin on and then have the little flowers be kind of in the background. And I think that they go really well together. So let me put this wax paper on here. And I'm going to use this Distress Collage Medium. I have Mod Podge, but it's not right at my fingertips, and this stuff is, so I'm going to use it. Okay, I'm going to dry this with my heat tool before I put the top coat on. So I'm going to put a top coat of the Distress Collage Medium on, and then I'm going to put the gloss on top, just because I feel like I want to have a little bit of shine. Sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't, but this time I do. Okay, so that actually looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to tear this napkin away. Maybe I should cut it. Yeah, maybe I should cut it. Okay, so I like this so far. I'm going to score it so that I have a spine. So let me measure and see how big this is, first of all, because I don't even know yet. Okay, so it's 11 inches long. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So I'll mark it at 5.5, which is right here. Make sure I'm still in frame. So I'm just going to mark the center of it and then figure out how big of a spine I think I need. So instead of grabbing my scoreboard, I'm just going to use this little scoring tool that I got at the Dollar Tree. Quite handy. Let's see if that'll hold it for me. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, cute. And what I've decided to do is I pulled out this piece of chindi fabric that I have from when I deconstructed a chindi rug a while back, and I'm going to use that on the inside like so, and then I'm going to use this sari silk to go around the whole thing. So let me pull back my wax paper here, and I'm going to use the Distress Collage Medium again. And I don't care if it goes on wrinkled at all. I kind of like the wrinkles. So I think it gives it more character. Isn't that what wrinkles are supposed to do? They're supposed to give us character. I'm getting lots of character. Sometimes I wish I didn't have so much character. So now I'm going to switch to Fabri-Tac to put the Sari Silk on. When I first heard the term Sari Silk, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what they were saying. I thought it was sorry like I'm sorry, not sorry as in the dress. When I found out what it was, I thought, what a cool idea. Same with chindi rugs. I really like using the fabric from chindi rugs because it's a really cheap way to get a lot of fabric, and it's such a neat idea. And families in India support themselves by taking scraps of fabric and turning them into rugs. So I have a couple of videos on how I've used different pieces of the chindi fabric. If you're interested, I'll probably put a link to that at the end of this video. Kind of show how I took it apart and some of the things that I've done with it. Okay, I'm liking this so far. I like how tatty it looks and colorful. Okay, so I grabbed a couple of other things off of the side of my desk here, and this was just the backing of some note cards that I got at Dollar Tree, and a scrap of this scrapbook paper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a couple of pockets, one for the front cover, one for the back cover on the inside. And so the first thing I want to do is cut this down the center this way. And let's see, how wide is this? This is 4 inches, so I'll cut it at the 2-inch mark. And then also go 4.5 inches. See if these will fit. Yeah, and they're not going to interfere with anything. But I want to cover them with this paper here. This is just a Xyron 510, and I'm going to adhere glue to the back side of each of these little pieces of cardboard. I find these Xyrons at thrift stores all the time, and even the cartridges that go in them I find at thrift stores. Okay, so I'm going to like that. And I also want to round the corners on the bottom. And I think I'll use a 1/2 inch on my corner chomper here. And I'm going to take this paper doily that I have sitting here and kind of wrap it around. It's actually just going to be glued on. So of course you don't have to have a Xyron, you can use any glue. I'm going to use the Distress Collage Medium on the back of the doily to glue it on, because the art glitter glue tends to, I don't know, kind of leave marks. Okay, I want to ink it. One thing I like about this Distress Collage Medium is that it dries completely clear. Unlike, I mean, art glitter glue does too, but I find that if I use art glitter glue on these tiny little thin paper doilies, I get like streaks of the glue. And because I'm gluing onto fabric now, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Okay, so what can we cover these with? Oh, here's some pink wallpaper. Perfect. But I do have some coffee dyed paper, so I'll do that. Let's see, what else can we embellish those little tags with? How about some flowers? Sure. Let's do a little fussy cutting of these flowers. If you've never done fussy cutting before, as you can see, I'm not using any kind of special scissors. These are just Dollar Tree scissors I think I got in the kitchen section maybe. And just turn the paper. I think I've got a little butterfly in here somewhere. Oh look, I do. Let's put a blue one on. Alright, so these two little tags, I finished them up. I just put in a little eyelet here and some scraps of fabric and some twine. And I wanted to put something in the front pocket too, and I ran across in my little pile of stuff here a couple, well, 3 little button cards, vintage button cards, that I pulled the buttons off and used them in other projects, but I decided to save the cards. I have some little buttons that I made from some bingo, whatever you call them, just little fabric, or I mean cardboard bingo tokens, and out of dictionary pages, and I'm gonna glue these onto this card. But before I do that, well, that was nice. This this little corner broke off just in the shape of a tag, so that's handy. I have these coffee dyed, these are like for a dot matrix printer, and I'm going to glue this onto there just to kind of strengthen it a little bit and to give some writing space on the back. There we go. I can just trim it. Okay, I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and I'm just going to sew around it a little bit and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've sewn around it and now I'm going to ink around it with the, I keep forgetting what this is, Seedless Preserves. Oh, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and ink around these buttons as well. Okay, now I'm going to use art glitter glue to adhere these little buttons, my little faux buttons, to go on this real button card. Oh, the irony. Okay, now I want to put an eyelet in here, and I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile, or my, yeah, the Big Bite, to do this. And I absolutely love this thing. I use it all the time. So I'm going to do the big hole right there, and I already have it set up because what I did was I took the eyelets and I put them in this little container, but I kept the you know, the information on what size it is from the packaging, and then I just wrote on the back what setting to use on my Crop-A-Dial. So the B and the 2 refer to what is facing up and down from these little indicators here. So put the eyelet through, and I have to make sure that it's centered right on the top of the bottom plate there, or whatever you call it. Okay, good. There we go. So that's pretty cute. Now let's see if it's even going to fit in here. I have to hold it up a little bit. There we go. And all it needs now is some sort of a tie. Cute, super, super cute. Okay, put this in here like that. And I want to decorate the pocket a little bit. I guess I'll take that out for now. Okay, I like that. Gives a little bit of interest. And then on this side, I found this circle from when I was making the little fuchsia-like flowers, and then some little die-cut flowers that I cut out from some scraps. And then I'm going to layer them. But I want to give them a little tiny bit of dimension too. So I'm going to use my my little Sizzix sizing, or I can't remember what you call it, but it's like a piece of foam. I saw this demonstrated by Tim Holtz, and I knew I had to have it. And it just is kind of fun. So you just take this thing and you just kind of rotate it around kind of in a circle, and it causes the petals of the flower to kind of sit up a little bit and take on a little bit of a shape. Now you don't need to necessarily get this particular set, because Dollar Tree has this little guy, which is, you know, just exactly that, except just a tiny bit bigger, and it works just as well. And then probably any piece of dense foam would work. Okay, so just gonna put those together like that and put it on here. Okay, so I have these little flat back pearls. Yeah, I like that. Okay, oh, I really like that. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue in the center there, rather than trying to put it on the back of the pearl itself. Oh, so cute. So, so, so cute. Okay, just a slight little bit of dimension. That looks great. So I wanted to take a couple of these pink ones and put them up here in the corner. These already have a shape, and I'm going to have to kind of flatten them a little bit so that they'll stick. And then I also wanted to put a flat back pearl in the center of each little flower. Okay, I love that. I think these little pearls just make it, you know, they just add just the perfect touch. Okay, so we can put the little tags in here now, and work on some of the signatures. But so far, so good, right? I mean, how cute is that? Love it. Okay, so I have an idea for some signatures. I have this book of deciduous trees and shrubs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out some of the pages in here, and I wanted to show you when you have books like this and you want to take certain pages out, it's best not to just rip it, especially, well, actually that only works if the signatures themselves are sewn in. When they're sewn in like that and you can see the strings, it's best to cut those strings and then pull the pages out. Okay, so I decided to use this one, and it happens to be in the middle of a signature. And sometimes the easiest way to find the middle of a signature is to kind of look at the top and kind of just tug on them a little bit so you can see where they separate right there. So what I'm going to do is take this little hook thing that came with my Cricut, get up underneath the threads, and usually there's two, and just snip it. I'm going to go all the way down and snip all of them. And then you can just gently tug on it and pull it out. So I want to use this one, and I want to use this one. So this is the beginning, and let me see. Oh, nope, here we go, just like this. Okay, so how I'm going to do this, I'm going to use the signatures. These are going to be signature covers, and they're going to meet in the middle like this. So this is going to be the front page of the first one, and then that's going to be the inside, and then these two are going to look like they're together, the inside, and then this is the back one. Now all I have to do is trim them to the right height, and this is let's just do it this way, it's easier. So this is 4 3/4, so if I go 4, let's try it at 4 1/2. And then if I need to trim a little more, I can. I think that's good. Okay, so these are my signature covers. Okay, now I'm going to pick out some papers, and I have quite a few selections here. Among them, just from an embroidery book and shorthand, and just some lined and graph papers, some lined paper, and then a bunch of coffee dyed and things like that. So now I know I don't want it to be any taller than 4 1/2 inches, so I can go ahead and cut those down. So I'm going to get my cutting board and make sure nothing is more than 4 1/2 inches tall. I might even go 4 3/8. Let's go 4 3/8. So it'll be inside the signature cover. See, this one, I think I will fold up so that it has a pocket. So I'm going to score lightly along this line right here. I don't want to go through the paper. Okay, we'll set that aside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a nice pile of papers here, and now I'm just going to fold them so that they will fit. And I want them to fit inside these signature covers. So I'm just going to measure how wide these are. And I have them at Well, let's just go 9. It'll be easier without having to measure all the little dots. Okay, so 9 inches is how long I want them. So okay, I have more than enough for 2 signatures that are going to go, that's going to go in this little journal. I'm going to take out some of these and do some sewing on them. And it's the thicker copy dyed paper. And then I think I'll be ready to put the whole thing together. So I shall be right back. Alrighty, so I've sewn around all of these thicker pages and divided all the pages or all the papers up into 2 stacks, 1 per signature. And now I'm just going to kind of put them together in a way that seems logical to me. So I have a couple of pages that I want to use in the center, and I folded them up so that there could be pockets. So I'll just put that in the center, and then I'm just going to play with them. Not thinking too hard about it. Okay, so I have my signatures all put together. Everything is all inked and ready to be sewn in. And I made myself a little template so that I've already kind of just poked the holes in the cover itself. And if you can see, one of the things I always like to do is have these the holes in the center a little bit off center top to bottom so that I know that my signatures are going to go in the right way. So I do the same thing on the signatures themselves. So I'm just going to use these little clips to hold the signature together so that it doesn't move around while I mark the holes. So I'm just going to take a pencil and make sure it's straight top to bottom, and I'm going to go right in the center, and I'm just basically lining up the pencil mark with where my hole is on the template. And then that way I know it will fit inside the cover. Okay, so that's that one. Then I can take my tool and I'm just going to go through all of them, all of the thicknesses. And I can just check it. And all the holes are in the right spot. I can see that they're lining up with the holes on the inside of the cover on the spine. And then I will do the same thing with the other signature. Okay, so this is going to be the back signature. And I'm going to use this, it's just some tiny ribbon, really super narrow ribbon. I'm just going to cut it first. 3 times the height. 2, 3. I thought this ribbon would look cute. Sometimes if you have trouble pulling the needle all the way through, there, just use a little pair of pliers. Okay, so I have the signatures all sewn in, and I went ahead and did it off camera because this thread is, it's actually a little flat ribbon, and I was having a hard time getting it through the holes and keeping the ribbon itself straight. So it's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and there are tons and tons of videos on how to do that, and I've done a few myself. So now I want to just take some of this crocheted lace in this lavender that I have, and I want to put it on the edges of the signature covers. I love this crocheted ribbon. I've been looking for just the perfect thing to use it on, and this little journal seems to be calling for it. Do you have that experience sometimes where you have something hanging around in your stash looking for just the right project, and then all of a sudden it just sort of comes to you and it says, me, put me here? Kind of how I feel about this little crocheted ribbon. Okay, so I'm just going to carry this sari silk through and put it in the center. And, oh, big blue glue glob. That's okay. We'll just spread it around. And I like to smush the sari silk into the glue so it kind of crinkles up. And it matches the flowers on each side. Perfect. Fabric scissors. Okay, awesome. All right, I love that. I think that looks adorable. What do you think? You like that? Okay, now for the closure, I'm just going to do a simple ribbon tie, but instead of just having it be just a tie by itself, I'm going to try to thread it through this little heart button that I've had since my daughter was very young, a toddler, and she is 29 now. So it's time I use these things up, don't you think? I'm going to try to thread this through. It should work. Okay. I'm going to put it right here on the back, but I want to make sure that it's that this ribbon is in the right position for me to tie a nice bow. It's kind of hard to believe that this started out as a package for a pack of hangers for the closet. But that's what's fun about being a junk journaler. Okay, so that's just right. And I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac on the back of this button and secure it and the ribbon to the spine. I have a couple of other little buttons that I want to put on as well. Now for the ribbon, I'm going to tie it, and then I'm going to string on a couple of other smaller beads onto the end. Okay, these are beads I made out of wrapping paper, and I have a video on making paper beads if you've never done it before. It's really kind of fun. So I'm going to I'm going to thread my ribbon through a needle just to make it easier. And then tie a knot in the bottom. So I just added it all up. It's 148 pages altogether in a nice compact little journal that is 5 by 4.5. And I just love it, and I hope you love it too. So knowing me, I will probably embellish it some more, put some more things in the pockets, and maybe put some tabs on the pages and things like that. But for now, I'm going to call it done because this video has gone on way longer than I expected. And I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you have fun creating with whatever you happen to find around the house, even buttons that are probably 25 years old. Anyway, they still look good, right? Anyway, so have fun, everybody. Let the serendipity find you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye, everyone.